Having said that, the takeoff series does not end yet. We bring you a bigger surprise here, introducing TAS TIO. Obviously, you will now ask, what is TIO, right? Later, I will say about it, so hold on for a while. Before we proceed furthermore in TIO, let us give you a brief on the application of BIM, BIM, in the construction industry first. As we all know, the BIM technology is a 3D technology used across the full life cycle of building development process. From conceptual design, detailed design, construction stage, to operation stage. The model information is getting richer and completed along the stages. The model with adequate information is a carrier of BIM technology practices. Currently, the 3D models are used at each stage. However, the model information from different stages cannot be transmitted perfectly, in resultant like this. Driven by our mission, we determined to be the one who makes the dream come true. We always try to figure out a way to bring the best solution to all our customers. We hope the models could be transferred seamlessly along all stages without the interference of the third party. Let's say we take Cubicost TAS as a platform. We use the project data from full life cycle and cover total costing and data transfer from design stage, tender stage, construction stage to completion stage. This is our new TAS software, TIO. So what exactly is TIO? TIO stands for One-Step Intelligent Takeoff. Right now, through TIO, we are able to import native Revit file, just one step. No conversion needed. When importing the models, we use AI technology to identify various sorts of information intelligently. To support the identification, the merging of the floor from multiple files, we provide the feature to auto-process of the floor structures, support the intelligent match of element type, geometrical attributes, and material information. Meanwhile, using the auto-check for models, a feature, we are also able to provide design advices to the upstream party. Let's have a look on this video on how RVT files can be imported now in TIO. Similar to how you import the drawings, we have to import the RVT file model to into TIO first. Then we can set the floor information to match with the model, in which will bring you to the smart matching process. TIO will sort out the elements matching automatically for you. Once everything is done, you will have a RVT model imported to the TIO directly. And quantities can be viewed as per usual function in TAS. It is just simple as it is. So in overall, the entire process of RVT file import until quantity extraction only take 13 minutes. I'm sure you can see the efficiency improvement here. But what about changes in the BIM model? We know that changes always occur. How to compare the changes between two models? Basic principle. Using the RVT changes feature in TIO, you can find out the differences on models and quantities. Let's have a look on how changes can be done now. Firstly, use RVT changes features to import the updated RVT model. And TIO will show you directly on spot what are the added models, their respective numbers, together with deleted models and also modified ones. After this, when you are checking enough with these changes, you press next, and most importantly, all of this that has been done is also able to give you the variation result in the next pictures. Yep. So all the variation result for those deleted, the modified, even the newly added on will be giving you as like this. As a summary, this is TIO. It is not just achieve the importation of native Revit files, but it helps and the entire work of quantity takeoff becomes straightforward. Thus, efficiency will improve significantly. With this, we have prepared some user interview video for you all. Please have a look.
A month. I think because it's a direct link, Revit to Cubicost, so whatever all the functions and all the information inside Revit is directly transported into Cubicost. So far, from my experience, I think that import Revit is very quick. It's easy to use, and it could be a collaborative work which I could use with my team.
My name is Christina Leong. Okay, I'm a digital QS in Sabana Jurong Digital Management Office. Using this software for manipulation, for extracting quantities, I experienced an increase about 80% faster in extraction. Using this Revit module is very fast, because all you need to do is just import the model in the software, and the quantity can be quickly extracted when you compare to actually doing the physical measurement from 2D drawings. Okay, in this module, I like the most is because once you import this .rbt model in, you can actually visualize everything in one screen. It's very informative and see everything there. I like this.
Okay, so let's back to here. Remember, as the model goes from upstream to downstream, it could be due to the differ in language. The model could not pass over smoothly. We have to work along with our clients. We have already worked along with clients and collaborated together to come up with this BIM model handbook, BIM modeling handbook, and put it into practice already. This handbook is released today along with the product launch, which provides a modeling standard for us to exchange model between upstream and downstream. If we all create model according to this standard, the exchange of model between upstream and downstream will be very much smoother. At the same time, in order to accelerate the steady development of the industry, this handbook is able to provide various insights and guidelines on several aspects, from design to costing, from BIM cost model to BIM 5D suggestions. We hope this handbook will be very helpful to all users along with the release of TIO. With this, along with the high express pave with the modeling standard, TIO will lead you to the success of BIM application. Well, that's pretty much about QTO part of the Cubicost, TAS and TRB. Yeah, I hope you guys remember. Then, let's move on to the next part. We are going to talk about the pricing module, TBQ C2. TBQ allows all of you to deal with pricing breakdown and pricing library. It is our real digital cost management solution. Firstly, we have prepared another short video to introduce TBQ C2 for all of you. Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to TBQ, the digital cost management solution for you. It has intelligent system for identifying and filling in data. By taking strength of leading text recognition technology, it supports various types of files such as converted and scanned PDF. Its advanced semantic recognition technology distinguishes preliminaries and prime cost from other bills, between pages with bill items and summary, and between headings and bill items. It identifies not only text but also business info. The built-in algorithm of filling in data ensures that tender documents are filled up completely. It identifies business info as well as identifies and fills in data intelligently. TBQ has sufficient and intelligent build-up and analysis system. It supports various types of pricing for different requirements. It supports reusing pricing data from build-up, historical projects, and Excel files. It supports quick price build-up, analysis, and adjustment. It has visible and shareable system for collaboration. It supports build-up collaboration between bills and elements. It offers seamless collaboration between quantities and prices. It supports collaboration between pricing and review. It is a digital cost management solution for enterprises. TBQ enables enterprises to accumulate, apply, and analyze data. This is Cubicost TBQ, your digital cost management solution to make your cost management more efficient, intelligent, and professional.
Okay, that was a very quick video, 2 minutes, of TBQ C2. I will still go through on the new features with all of you, so please stay with me. When we talk about pricing, we will never forget about pricing breakdown, right? It is the basic of all, especially when we have prepared a feature specifically to match different parties. For example, consultant, TBQC provides various ways to prepare BQ for them. You can import the Excel, or you can import the BQ library, or even through past projects that have done it before. So you do not need to build everything up from scratch again every time you start a project. Once all the BQ is done from consultant part, report always allows consultant to export the BQ as standard page easily. And it is pretty standardized format. Even with the pages number that you have desired, and it can be output to the PDF as well. Together, also possible with collection pages, and finally, final summary. How about contractors? Usually, contractors receive hard copy or electronic tender documents. Firstly, QS need to convert all of them into editable formats. Usually, we know that it's in Excel again. In this case, without a powerful tool, most of the QS have to type them letter by letter, one by one into Excel. Even if you are lucky, your company purchased some tools to help, like a PDF converter. Yes, certain tags can be identified nicely, but still they are required enormous time in order to manual adjustment work afterwards. This converting process is highly time consuming. Require QS to be very extremely patient and careful throughout the entire process. Think about this. After all this hard work for converting the documents, how much is the time left for QS to build up the prices for each time? And which one is more important to them? Converting the documents or inputting the price? According to our survey, contractors usually convert tender documents into editable formats before they proceed to any other further works. Usually, the common method is to type manually in Excel files. A document with 500 pages required 2 to 3 QS, with 2 to 3 days to do the work. I was also a QS in contractor firm. I was using total manual key-in method to construct the entire BQ breakdown into Excel. Honestly, this is really not efficient. Compared with the two methods mentioned just now, TBQC is able to identify the whole document for you quickly, accurately, and intelligently with its professional identification modules, and also OCR integrated algorithms. TBQC can convert all the text in the PDF you see here, as well as a calculation relation for every items. After the identification result can be viewed individually. For example, like this. Every cell in here is given an expression like a formula. So then we could enter the rate, the corresponding amount is calculated and displayed in the right position of the PDF file, as you can see over here. The carry forward, as you can see also at the lower right side, about $23 million, will be added to the total amount of the bill items on the current page. In addition, at the final summary page, each item will be linked with the related page number and synchronized with the page automatically. That was about BQ pages identification. Right now, TBQ-C2 also can identify preliminaries intelligently as well. Similar way of identification, as you see just now, import the particular page into TBQ and the page will appear as the same as other BQ page for you to further input the data later. Since we have preliminaries, we also added provisional sum and prime cost this time. Same method as preliminaries. After you identify them in TBQ, QS can enter factors. For example, the percentage for calculation. The amount will come out automatically. Talking about efficiency, in contrast to manual conversion method together with some other tools, TBQ-C only needs minutes to identify 500 pages in PDF files. And you only need 1 day in all by adding the time for slight modification and checking. So 1 day with TBQ-C equals to 4 to 7 days of work without it. Back to the point of document submission. Filling data and prices in tender document is very important because any error is critical to the company. As a result, vast amount of time is spent to fill in the data in tender documents together with checking time. In any prices needed to be changed, then there will be more work because of the time spent in various prices that are relevant with each other. If the price of one bill item change, the total price of the current page change, right? Collection summary, and final summary will also be changed. Everything is actually linked. TBQ-C, in this case, provides efficient and convenient way of filling in the data and prices into the documents. QS only need to pay attention to the content and prices of BQ without spending any additional time for rework. So, TBQ-C2 is able to let you face the deadline of the tender submission without any worry. In this example, once quantity and rates has been defined in the BQ, all the prices will be filled to the original PDF file automatically, with carry forward also summing up all the prices of the page. And also, the pages correlating to each other will be collected automatically, as well in the summary page. Or the calculation relation will also be set intelligently by TBQ-C for you. Even with multiple data BQ, it is able to identify this kind of BQ now, and it is able to fill in all data automatically with its original format and report just only by one-click generation. Through the introduction a while ago, we know that TBQ has an intelligent system for identifying and filling in the data. TBQ-C helps QS to improve their work efficiency so that we can spend time on more important work. For example, quantity takeoff and price build-out. Just now, we talked about filling in the tender documents, right? The pages number that seems very simple in the BQ page actually means painstaking efforts by the QS. They spend time to read, understand, measure, and fill in the data over the place. This required lots of will and strength of their expertise and experience. Also, they have to check and modify over and over again. Sometimes, they have to collaborate with each other to complete the work for tender submission together. Based on our surveys, QS often encounters such problems during the process of pricing. We all know that bidding up prices is one of the main core work for tender. It costs labor and time. prices are affected by various factors, and their relations are complex. The cost management without data accumulation will pose high risk to the enterprise operation. Are you able to find certain price data easily by yourself? Often, we cannot find historical pricing data because the data is stored randomly, maybe. Have you set expression for various price composition? If any changes occur, are you able to adopt the changes easily? What about adjustment? It is easy to adjust the build-up methods in Excel, are you? And any add-on or changes made into the BQ. Then checking for any information in your mountain data of BQ breakdowns. Is it intelligent enough to find out which is the build items that adopting certain rates? Then we also have to do many analyzation. Often it is true that we can't see the analysis result because it is wasting huge amount of time to sort them out manually, to form a pie chart, to form a diagram, or you cannot get the analysis data that build up of the price, or even also cannot get the latest pricing data from the market in the real time. Sometimes certain rate is fluctuating frequently, and you want to find average, but how? A big question mark here and there. If you don't keep a good historical data, it's also a problem for this. All these are some of the questions we often thinking throughout the pricing process. Now, let's start firstly to see how easy the unit rates can build up in TBQC. TBQC introduced the new Build Up Unit Rates module for all the users this time. This module is specifically designed for you to manage all the unit rates data. Then, in this module, the functions in the ribbon above designed nicely according to the sequence of pricing work. Starts from new creation, importing features, data editing, analysis, report, to exportation function. We strive to make TBQ easier to use. In the index window on the left side, you can set up detailed categories of rates to manage and find them conveniently at your time. Moreover, the data area shows all rates data for you to check and edit their composition with intuitive design. Lastly, we also have the two tabs in the data area, so-called build up and build analysis. Back. Yes. To add on to the build up rate module, in order to allow user to have maximum flexibility, we are able to support 3 types of unit rates now. Actually, in the new version of TBQ, rate creation operation is fairly easy. You can develop various kinds of rate composition. Also, we have built-in formula expression, so-called unit rate formula. You only need to enter the data and we will calculate and display the calculation logic. Let's have a detailed look in the 3 types of rates now. First kind of rate, QS can enter the unit rate directly into the BQ. This is the most straightforward of rate input method. But sometimes we want to have detailed breakdown. This is a new feature again, allows you to enter rates of labor, material, and equipment respectively, and then sum them up as a unit rate. This unit rate can be used in BQ anytime later. Similarly to the second type, if you want more details in the rate breakdowns, you can build up like this. Sub-items under a main rate can be created individually, and this allows more controls for the users for the unit rate composition. So how do we start? We know that most of your pricing data are stored in Excel file. If this is your first TBQC project, no worry, you can transmit the data quickly into our software. What do I mean by transmit? Firstly, you can import the rates data by identifying your Excel files. Or you can reuse the pricing data from your historical projects directly. means you don't need to recreate the project again and again repeatedly. Now let me show you how to identify the data in Excel files. Our team has invented and developed an intelligent algorithm for the identification. All cost data can be imported from the Excel file into TBQC instantly, as you can see over here. Your rates could be pure unit rates, or it could be material or labor-only rates. Within seconds, one rate tabulation has been generated. All these rates were stored into your built-up rate module. Next, how about reusing the historical data from previous project? We have developed an internal second window this time to allow you to copy data easily. Having all projects rates opened out and select the desired table to copy, with this simple copy and paste method, the entire rates tabulation is bring over to the new project. No need to retag and reorganize. Another one, sometimes a particular rate can have multiple price due to its supplier, state, or other reasons. In the new version of TBQC, we allow you to build up multiple price in the same rate. After checking in a build item, you may hope to modify its composition quickly. Just open the details window and you can see at the bottom. You only need to select the new price over here you preferred, and the related build items will update automatically. In Singapore project, especially lump sum type project, a BQ items often need to build up from numerous build items. We design various methods for you to do it quickly to improve your work efficiency. In this example, it shows you how certain rates can be adopted quickly. First, by entering the unit rate code. This code can be designed by yourself. It helps you to have a rate to be entered in a quick and easy manner. Or, you can also open out the multiple windows to drag a rate to the target cell in BQ to complete its price. It is very intuitive. We aim to improve your work efficiency. When your build item and sub-item included in the same description as that in the build-up, we will also synchronize the description to save your time for compiling the description again. Having these new input features actually still not enough again. What if you want to check with rates that has been applied? To which bill? To which sub-bill? Are you being applied correctly for the bills? In here, we still have a reliable checking mechanism besides the new methods of building up. That's the build-up analysis, which I mentioned just now in the second tab. It comes in very handy. You can distinguish which rates are adopted by the build items in the whole build-up, and check the related build items by selecting a rate. Furthermore, any rate modification in this build-up rate module will be synchronized to the BQ build item that has adopted the particular rate. So you don't need to adjust manually in each item by yourself manually like last time. Now, analysis in TBQC can be more in-depth. We all know that. First, you can manage various trade codes with categories. For examples, trade codes for archiworks, structure work, and M&E works. You can manage all these codes according to your practice. Then, when trade codes have been utilized in the BQ, the analysis interface, we can generate the rates according to weightage and GFA for each category quickly. When certain rate consists of different units, meter, meter square, or even meter cube, we calculate accordingly with the generate detailed cost data for you for each unit respectively. The final built-in analysis report can serve as a formal report for you in real-time discussion or even meeting. Other than trade we talked about just now, we also offer the same analysis feature by element code. Element code like superstructure, substructure, finishes works, or even external works. Similarly, rates then will be generated according to these element codes by build an element or even just by the main build only. When we talk about analysis, how can we forget how to adjust the total bill amount, right? Cost adjustment is our friend here. It is able to do the function for each input according to your input again with quantity and price. We arrive over here about 39 point something million. Based on the analysis, you want to mark up the price with certain factors. You can use this function, adjust cost, to adjust the price instantly by entering a ratio for an amount. And the final amount will be adjusted accordingly. It is very easy, as you see here. To sum it up quickly, TPQC is compatible with various ways of importation and reusing the prices as we see just now. It offers simple methods for building up rates, traces the build item and adopting the rates. Then finally, you can also adjust pricing plan instantly by inputting a factor. Remember the ratio. Updates rates and check related build items together and provides real-time analysis. Now, you can achieve all this easily by TPQC. Simple and intuitive interface speed up the data tracing work also. Furthermore, it informatizes your pricing data so that you have a better pricing management in your library. We hope TPQC lets you love your process work of pricing and is able to create real value for you and your company. Next part, let's talk about addendum. Yeah, I think most of you is waiting for this. QS always have to deal with changes of BQ. This is very typical problems. Upon receiving the tender documents from an addendum, QS first has to convert it into editable format again, Excel, right? Then have to identify out how many pages are changed, which pages are the original ones, and what content is different, and how to reuse the pricing info for the addendum BQ. All these require enormous time from QS. And they are all inevitable for QS to address or handle addenda. However, TPQC can answer all these questions automatically by identifying the PDF file for the addenda. Coming from that, TPQC is able to address addenda, as I mentioned, intelligently by comparing the two versions of the BQ in the project. Firstly, TPQC identifies the PDF file for an addendum automatically. Later, in match page, the different pages are found by TBQ and matched with the original ones in the previous version. Having this addenda sorted out later, the next question will be, how about data pricing? In TPQC, Adopt Content feature helps to compare and shows the differences automatically. Lastly, TPQC is able to copy the prices that filled in previously to the correct location quickly and automatically. This definitely saves up a lot of precious time from QS. In reality, during the process of tender submission, we often have to manage many copies of tender documents carefully. Particularly because of the changes or addendum, sometimes we need to do content comparison and reuse some of the historical data. All this file management is prone to loss, and interim version could be accidentally being modified. TPQC allows you to manage this PQ in different projects easily, and it is able to view clearly in our project name list over here. This is definitely going to help you to have a good BQ management for your project. With TPQC2, multiple windows are managed in one file. The data in every file won't be lost or cannot be modified accidentally. Intelligently also, it is able to produce the comparison between any of the two versions you desire to check. Furthermore, you can reuse any historical data you preferred quickly in this comparison. With the help of second window, you are able to copy and paste the data directly. Here, a powerful and intelligent system for build-up and analyzing prices is what we really want. TPQC is able to provide more professional, efficient, and accurate services to all the users. In a particular project, most likely certain works are distributed to various personnel. As we see here, a project cannot succeed without the help of everyone, and we must work together. Each of the progresses and data are the result of the team collaboration. QS have to have the insight of progress of the member from upstream to downstream. Before using the data from other party, he or she needs to know whether the data is the latest data before they plug in into their BQ. On the other side, manager may need to know the progress made by the team and each member, and how well the work is done in order to review and able to adjust in time. Therefore, a visible and shareable platform for collaboration in this work is very vital. Talking about teamwork and collaboration, let's see some case problem first. Sorry for that. Let's see some case problem first. Firstly, in the process of QTO, according to each QS roles, usually QS taking off quantity and estimating cost individually using their own forms. Although they could communicate frequently for synchronizing the info, they often fail to link data in different disciplines. Imagine how we work together in the same Excel files. We have to be very careful not to work together at the same time to avoid the confliction of data entry. This is a very common problem. Secondly, according to the discipline, multiple tools like forms of calculators, manual measurements, and software such as TS, TRB are used altogether. Therefore, quantities are stored in several types of files. They may not be compatible with the BQ forms. Users need to integrate them in Excel files before filling in any quantities. Thirdly, it is tedious to check and proofread them after integrating the quantities and filling them into the BQ. Understanding all these problems, TPQC collaboration mechanism for quantities is able to allow QSs who deal with the quantities to cooperate with others closely by using the same TPQ project as a same medium. All team members compile BQ and fill in the quantities in the same project at the same time. They only have to operate on one copy of BQ data. Any changes into the BQ is updated in live for all members. This makes the entire process much more efficient now. Imagine, you don't need to wait for another QS to fill in first, then you can fill in. Everyone can work together at the same time now, talking about efficiency. Additionally, TPQC is compatible with various types of external data files, and most importantly, you can link them in real time. For example, TPQC has a live link with quantities of TS and TRB. As say, it allows you to integrate various sources of data together to sum them up in the same platform, thus inducing time saving for QS. Then, with the quantity that have been integrated from various sources, some from TS, some from TRB, some from Excel, how do we check? In TPQC, quantity details is a feature to record sources of data. This information is updated dynamically in live again. Thus, it always shows the latest data. Quantities from different sources are all marked in different colors at the cell corners. such as blue for TRB, green for Excel. This feature allows QS to understand instantaneously by looking at the color coding only. Furthermore, the information on who, when, where is the data come from can be viewed in one simple window at the bottom. As a result, it is very convenient to trace the history of the certain quantities. All of this because TBQC has a visible and shareable collaboration system, makes our collaboration work more efficient, fluent, and accurate. And every project that has been completed in TBQC will be stored in your own enterprise database. You don't need to worry where are the files being stored and which version are there. And all of your enterprise BQ can be stored in BQ library. Project construction costs can be stored in resource library. All this data can then be reused in the new project anytime. It greatly improves the efficiency of compiling the BQ, allowing you to regulate BQ compilation. At the same time, you're also able to analyze and follow the changes of the market price. Then you can decide how to set a competitive price for your submission. The accumulation of this enterprise data helps you regulate and build up methods in your enterprise and manage your price data systematically. With the ability for enterprise price library imported into the new project, you can reuse the data quickly. The more projects you do, the more data you accumulate. It becomes a real big data database. In overall, TPQ has an intelligent system for QS to quick build up breakdowns and analysis. To add on, new TPQC provides a medium to encourage the collaboration in between multiple QS and to work together. As we believe, it is the digital cost management center for your enterprise. In this launching of the new version of TPQ-C2, not only we want to introduce you the new feature, our goal is to make QS work become easier and faster, and also better user experience in overall. First of all, we want our system with a simple design and straightforward to be used by all the QS. In here, we talk about the visual consistency, the logo, and the software interface. First of all, the classic blue. It encourages us to expand our thinking beyond the limit of the present. While Vitality Orange challenges us to ponder, broaden our horizon, and communicate with an open mind. Apart from the simplicity, we also want TBQC to get its personality, so it is not just a mere tool. Its personalized feature is able to help different parties to achieve their objective. For example, consultant and contractor both is able to use TBQ without any issue because we have made it suitable to use in their own job scope of work, mainly the functions. Next, some of us may work with different visual resolution of monitors. We notice this issue and enhance this part in TBQC. It is now intelligent enough to match your screen size and adjust the visual interface accordingly. No more needed to click and scroll here and there. And new TBQC also allows QS to customize their own theme. Various colors has been provided to you. Lastly, it must be user-friendly, most importantly. We design many prompts unique. We design unique prompts unique to their scenarios. You will know exactly what to do next. We split complex features into several steps and add detailed guidance with this. You can use our products better. When you feel puzzled in using the software, click the Help button to enter our online help center. In here, we carefully prepare the user guide to help you and also tips to improve your work efficiency. With this, it concludes the end of the product presentation. And I hope everyone finds the goodness in our newly launched Cubicost software, mainly TAS-C2, TRB-C2, TBQ-C2. Thank you very much. So I'm going to pass over back to John now.